Well, I'm not sure who's going to be out there tonight, but we will give it a shot. The Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.05 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Yeah, what they say, the Old Tube Radio Network, real radio's glowing in the dark, things we do here at 27085, that's Channel 11 in the Central Valley of California, where we've been under the little high-pressure cloud system that is keeping our December weather a bit on the miserable side, kind of gloomy, not unusual, I guess, but if you can go up to the hills a couple thousand feet, you will gain 30 degrees. That's typically just the opposite. Anyway, hello, my name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers to sit in the air chair for the Old Tube Radio Network, where we promote the use and distribute information about Class D 11-meter citizen band radios. I think that's what we say when we sign on. Hello to all of you who are on the YouTube page here. Some of you may be listening in locally or otherwise at oldtuberadio.net. It is back up. The Nixie tubes are beaconing and the glowing 6L6 is there, or perhaps you are joining us locally here in the Central Valley of California on Channel 11, 27085 on the AM side. I have a feeling it will be a little quiet tonight. People out shopping, also a lot of the office Christmas parties or your friend's Christmas party or maybe your Christmas party. So if you have a chance to jump in and check in or say hello, do so. We will be here around here for about 2 hours or so. With that said, I was just checking in. I noticed the green room was decked out. Very, very holiday-esque. Lots of Christmas stuff. And come to the control room here, and we have, what's up with that, Charlie? We have one tree, and it's not, there's no lights on it. So what else? Oh, yeah, and I saw the trailer out there. Espresso Trucking Company is here. And they may or may not perform, depending on what kind of condition they are in. Yeah, we'll try to get it at the break. All right, before we go on, let's see, are there any early check-ins? We have a few already. OTR listening.
24 checking in.
All right, I've got, we had 61 stopped by earlier, so I will get Dino in there, and also SWL 24. Hello, Joe.
56.
And just for kicks, 56. You know, I driving by the area like I do every day from the radio station, I don't know if it was just me. It seems like the traffic was a little bit less on the Christmas tree thing, but probably a lot of people tonight. I think it's the weather. It's all that cold weather. Anyway, we got you checked in.
53.
And 5-3, the legend, is out and about. Bob, I've got the X and the square over.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis.
Dennis, could you check 650 for me? And I'd like to proxy also Radio Boy.
All right, 650, we will do 53 I've got, and then over on page 72, 650, and there are some others that are up on my chart here that we will get as they stop by. All right, I think we're doing good. And it is, the frequency is quiet. The sun went down, the skip was in, and then it went away, way down in the noise. We'll talk about this a little bit, in a bit, I should say. There is, and I can't remember what it is, whatever meteor shower that happens about now. There are some people out on 6 meters, up twice this frequency, thereabouts, trying to see if they can do some meteor scatter check-ins. So those of you who are far away, be listening in. You might hear us chatter into your receiver for about, 15 seconds? Is that's sort of the time for a meteor to poke a hole and let some of the RF into and or out of the ionosphere. So we'll listen for the meteor scatter tonight. So let me see if SWL number 2, aka 00, is somewhere in the air chair tonight. And he is right there, OBP, standing by. Let me get where's my check-in chart? You are 00. I think you knew that. So there's a 00. There's the SWL 1 for, of course, Dr. J, one of the guys, along with this guy here, number 2, that set this OTR thing up ever so long ago. And who would have thought that it would still be going? Got a proxy check-in for SWL3. SWL5, Levon, I think I saw you somewhere. Did I not see you over on Old Radio Night, where he's got a cool radio? We'll go over there and check in, see if we can get a glimpse of the very rare version of the E.F. Johnson 223 that Sears and Roebuck put their logo on. SWL7, see if Ed is on the video tonight or perhaps radioactive. We'll be listening for Mr. Ed. Over to, where are we going? SWL number 9.
How about it? This is Dirt Dog 982 checking in. My dad forgot to turn off the Cobra 2000, so...
Yeah, you could hear yourself talking back to you in the room. That's what the squeal is. That's what a Browning does, but it manages to shut off. You are sounding good now. Glad to have you in the air chair. And I hear that you were at an event today. You were at the chess event today. Is that correct?
Yes, I did horribly.
Oh, no. All right. Well, there should be another one, and you know that you can do well. It's like me at the bowling alley. I know I've practiced, and I know I can do well, but sometimes it doesn't turn out that way. So better luck next time, but I'm glad you went and were able to participate. Over.
Yeah, have a nice night, Dennis.
All right, sounding good. Thanks for joining us on the Old Tube Radio Network, Dirt Dog 98273. Let's get a check-in for SWL10. I saw Dwayne and Chrissy on frequency, listening in, perhaps, for some meteor scatter skip, or maybe the good stuff. I don't know, but 10 is officially checked in. Let's go to the dynamic duo, one of them more dapper than the other. SWL 11, of course, Mr. Cornbread, and SWL 12, Dapper Dan. And Cecil 233, I saw that picture. They were shooting up it was a Joe gun or a Moonraker, multi-element beam. And I think it was at nighttime, and you could see the comet just kind of streaking across, and there was a plane that went by, so it was pretty cool. Speaking of meteors, here's someone streaking across the crossband. Hello, radio. I've got you checked in 13, KB6GFD, and that's Mikey.
To all SWLs.
Mr. Cobra, SWL 13 on the crossband checking in. Let's go back out to Sangertown, where it's loud and clear tonight, SWL 14.
Yeah, SWL 14 checking in, and I don't think I'm going to see any meteors. I cannot see anything out here.
It has been, I was thinking the sun was going to break out today for about an hour like it did yesterday, but it did not. So it's going to be our modicum of miserableness that's happening around here. But you are sounding good. At least it's keeping the signals bouncing down Academy Avenue and into Midtown. You're sounding good.
Yeah, appreciate it, and looking forward to later this evening with the tubes.
As am I. Getting the roll call going here. What is the temperature? He says it's about 42. That's what I think. It's cold here in the shack. You know, if we had the Christmas lights like they have over in the green room, it might warm up a little bit here. Let's go to SWL 15. Good morning. I saw Hans was in 173. a little bit earlier. He was over enjoying the old radio night over here at Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks, Hans, and good morning to you. Out there in Oscar, what do they call it? Oscar Zanzibar land. I see Neil. 147, you are there now. Let me grab you, so if you have to run out and do stuff. I know your schedule gets busy during the holidays, and people want music. That's what happens. Anyway, 147, Kakalaki. Colder weather and weak conditions. And they're going to send an Arctic blast down your way, too, I think. Then somebody comes busting loose on my radio from SoCal or Northwest. Not much better in LSB. It was like that. I actually did some 40 meters today, which I haven't done in a while. And I was listening to some 10-meter AM guys. And I didn't make any contacts because, just like you said, the signal would be S9, 10 over. And then it would be gone, kind of crazy QSB. So I don't think that was meteors, but it could have been. Where's my page one? SWL 16 behind the monitor. Thanks, Charlie. At least he stood up for us here in the control room. We got our Christmas tree. Maybe we will get some lights next week. And he's confirming, yes, confirming that Espresso Trucking Company is here, and they were unloading stuff out of the van. Was it liquid in bottles? No, it was their instruments. So, well, let's set it up for let's see if we can get them set up for the break between the listeners and the tube radios. And we'll, no doubt, get some holiday cheer. Thanks. Charlie is in. Let's see if Eric is there. SWL 17. SWL 18, Mikey checked in on Facebook. Boy. Cold weather is doing me in here. SWL 19 on the cue cards. Thanks, Chet. Well, I see you have... Can we turn the camera around? No. Okay. Chet's got some type of little Christmas garland thing that he's wearing. Well, that's festive. It brings a little bit of festiveness to the control room here. Let's head over somewhere in on the west side, I think, of beautiful Fresno, SWL 20.
Hey, number 20 here. Please check me in. 2954, and just in case he can't get to the crossband 135, and I'm going to go back rest for a little bit, and then I'll be back. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Okay, I've got the crossband up if anybody's out there. In fact, we've got one check-in already. And I don't know if they could still be on, but they got your name up at Old Radio Night tonight, JT, and we'll be going to that next. He's on, so hang out for 30 seconds. So you'll see the Sears radio, and we'll talk about the atomic stuff there for a second. But anyway, looking good, and hopefully we can get you back in the air chair just for a little bit here tonight. Thanks for checking in.
You betcha. In fact, I talked to JT recently, I think it was yesterday, about that radio. So that's good. Alrighty. We'll talk to you a little later.
Indeed. I see, Radio Boy, I see you on the window there. I'll get you checked. Somebody proxied you in, but I will get the official X in the square for SWL 72. And we will head over to 21. I don't know what kind of delay. I think we're going to have a little less delay tonight, but let's bring up the video. It should be somewhere. Did I turn it down? Sears Tube Type Radio. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to refresh the page on that. It's still there. I want to make sure that I've got the live audio. This is always so much technical fun to get the audio. And I think he's listening. Let's go to the page. Should be something like that. There it is. He's got us up. All right. The Old Tube Radio Network. And when you see it, go ahead, guys, and take your check-ins. We're looking at the radio right now. OTR listening. Hopefully got that some audio there. There we go. He's looking for somebody. There's the radio. Nice. That's the Sears Roebuck version of the Messenger 223. Notice how they dolled it up a little bit, made it look less industrial.
SWL21 checking in on the Harvey radio. It's the atomic radio. Harvey said this is the atomic radio. IA21 checking in.
183 and 21.
Thank you, Dennis and Harvey. Thank you, Harvey.
Thanks, guys. Nice looking radio back there. That is a rare breed of E.F. Johnson's built or especially for Sears and Roebuck, and that's where you get the atomic logo. It's the SR. It looks like the little atoms, and I think they gave it a 4-digit number starting with 7, but that's the deal. Thanks, 21 and 183, and everybody out there at Old Radio Night looking good. Listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. We are in our shortwave listener check-in section, and we will be checking in the radios sooner than later. Reminder, you don't have to have any numbers to join in, whether it might be at oldtuberadio.net.com, at the video site, and hopefully you got on the air this week and are planning to. SWL22, somebody said to get Tyler a check-in. I was listening. I didn't hear... Alaska on the skip. SWL23 is around these parts. Good. He's around these parts somewhere. Let me turn down the audio from Old Radio Night. All right, that helps. 23 Skidoo, Festivus, it's something like that. It says, clarify before ETC airs their grievances. They're taking the extension cords that we have for the blow-up Santa and the reindeer to plug in their stuff. So I can see that they've come prepared as usual. 23 Skidoo, if you can, keep them under wraps until it's time to do their thing. SWL24 Joseph checked in moments ago. Let's see if we can make it through the clouds to SWL25.
Hello, Dennis. 25 checking in. You're sounding good out here.
And likewise, you're making it over the hill and through the woods, and even Grandma's being tickled with the RF. Thanks for checking in.
My pleasure, Dennis. Might as well put a check mark on W42.
I will do that as well, thanks.
All right, thanks, Dennis.
I agree, Paul. The Atomic Radio has some great audio. Arlen, I see you in. Let me get you in now. Before Wisconsin rolls off my screen, SWL 46. We're going to take him as we see him tonight, because I know a lot of people are jumping in and jumping out because they are doing stuff or involved with things. So we'll catch you when I can. We are on page 2, or we should be on page 2 if you're playing the home game. Where are we going? Oh, SWL, is Dwayne out in the cold? SWL 27. I thought he might be in the radio room tonight. SWL 28, even you guys, I don't think, are spared from this cloud cover up there in Sacramento. Maybe you guys got into the 50s. Let's see what's on the menu tonight. It gets better. We get lots of good stuff here towards the holidays. Captain Robert saying hello to Bozo Control, myself, all the SWLs, wishing us to a good week, a safe week ahead. Thanks, Captain Robert. Saw you over at Old Radio Night, and thanks for jumping over here and joining us on the Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 29, we've got a proxy in for 29. Hello to Mark Sandwich, 4275. Thanks for joining us. Also, Foxman 362, who has been a wild man on the air lately. What was the 3 days ago? DX Land, Midnight, all sorts of stuff going on. Let me see if we get some audio. Here's the audio. Let me go in a little bit. What's going on at 362? There's Ontario talking at 362.
Central Scotland, we got you loud and clear. 362, we're waving on back. Hitting a solid 3 between 7 pounds right now. The radio we're using today is a Cobra 139 base station from the 70s. Running a Turner Plus 2 with a 2-pill on a 4-element stereo, about 22 feet off the ground. QSL, we hear you loud and clear, Central Scotland.
126 Central, 264.
All right, that is some good DX. You got to have a radio control room like Foxman there to do that. I can make it to Clovis, which is about 15 miles away, and that's the best I can do. The Old Tuber Radio Network. Let's get back to roll call. SWL 30. I see in there, Dwayne. Keep the Browning, keep the Robin fired up, because we might be able to hear you. Who knows? Over to SWL 31, Robert and Teresa out in beautiful Hendersonville, Tennessee. We'll put the X in the square for you all. SWL 32, and that's Robin, who is in the comfy air chair tonight. I listened in on the AM tonight, or AM this afternoon. There wasn't a lot of Texas stations. I tried all the Texas SDRs, and I was very weak. But if I went up to Wisconsin, South Dakota, and a little bit of Louisiana, I could hear myself on 10 meters. Of course, there's a contest, and I think it's going all night and most of the day. And it was solid from 2,800, from the CW portion all the way up to about 28,700. Amazing. And there was actually a rag chew going on at 28,800. But lots of activities on 10 meters. Hello, Bill 2179. Hello to you. Mud Bucket is out there. JG Mopar. Let's keep going. SWL 33. Myself and everybody else. I mean, I did get, they're saying, did you put an X in the square? You know what? I didn't make the official X for 32. It's supposed to light up. So trying in this again. Boom. There it goes. Thanks. You've got to press the right button. And this actually logs in somewhere. Apparently there's like 15 years of logged in check-ins on some server going willy-nilly. 33 is in. That's myself and everybody that wants to join in here. Jimmy Fiedler, who we're hoping to have a conversation with on 10 meters. He's got a good radio. I heard him talking to S9 Radio 34. Jimmy, we've got you checked in with an X in the square. Over to SWL 35, where they're getting the Arctic blast coming up. Checking some temperatures in Cheyenne, and I think they were below zero. So, Mr. Bill, keep the heater going in the trailer there so that the radios don't freeze. The Old Tube Radio Network. Kenny, I see SWL 36, UDX 111 jumping in tonight. The Old Tube Radio Network. Well, I tell you, it is not unbusy on the video side. Locally, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Speaking of locals, let's see if we can grab one right here. SWL 37.
SWL 37 here, Dennis, and good evening time to you.
Good evening. Hope all is well. Hope you've got some type of heat going over there? Because it's been a miserable December weather-wise.
Yeah, I've run the fireplace a few times this month, so they haven't done it tonight. Just haven't gotten around to it. So. But the heater does work.
Yeah, it works around here too. I'm keeping it low. I'm trying to be conservative on the heat, but just been waiting for the sun to come out. So maybe in March. You are sounding good, and we've got an excellent square over.
Okay, Dennis, I thank you very much. And rock to rock. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, roll. Let's get some check-ins. And 36 is in, 37 is in, over 2. SWL 38. 38, when it's during summer, he gets those relay check-ins from Mini-Grass and New Zealand and Australia. Otherwise, it's a tough time here in Byron, here from Fresno. Let's go to SWL 39. Then, of course, Northwest Alabama, 888. Beagleman, hello to you. Thanks for joining us on the Old Tube Radio Network tonight. SWL 40.
SWL 40. Looking up in the sky for them meteors. And I don't think they're ever going to come down here in Fresno. Oh, by the way, it's 43 degrees here in Chinatown.
Yes. Good.
43 degrees is a good thing. On the video, do you have the video up? Did anybody make any contacts yet?
Oh, there were plenty of stations that were heard, but I'm not watching that video anymore. But yeah, there were stations being heard for sure.
All right, well, good deal. Hopefully we will hear some local stuff tonight. Thanks for checking in. And I want to say hello to Gary. He's in the clouds, too. Hot roast beef sandwiches, fries, cherry pie in the green room. I know everybody's in the green room tonight. It's decorated. There's good stuff to eat. And once we start checking in the radios, people always kind of wander over to the control room. And then, of course... Where are they going to play? Espresso Chugging Company's here tonight. Are they going to be in the green room? Let's put them out by the pool. That would be fun. Let's go over to SWL 41. I see you in there, over. Road Dog 507 checking in. The Orange County React out there in Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening to everyone, and good evening to you. Thanks for joining us as always. Did someone say Fresno? Yeah, F-R-E-S, capital N, capital O. 11 and 12. The one guy that's not so dapper and the other guy that's way too dapper. But you put them together and they kind of equal out. Dan and Dapper Dan, we got you all in there. The 11 and 12 above my head. It's above my head now. All right. A confirmation. I love that. Thanks for stopping by. SWL 42. Somebody said a proxy in for 42. We will do that. Got to remember to put all my X's in the appropriate squares. SWL 43. Shortwave listener 44. And let me do a meter check. If you're watching the video, the box up in the upper left is the REA meter. That is my modulation percentage coming out of the antenna. So it looks like it's correct. And the bottom, I guess you chart, graph, whatever you want to call it, below that is Bob Orban's LKFS audio meter. As long as we're in between -20 and -14, we're doing good. There's the output meter above my head, and then there's me. We won't talk about that. Let's get a check-in for Paul and Kelly, SWL 45. You guys stay warm up there, burning some firewood. If there were some trees left, except they all came down, so you probably got way more firewood than you want. Let's go to SWL 46. Arlen, we got you checked in moments ago from Wisconsin. And let's see if Mikey is in. Let's see if Michael is close to the radio, SWL 47.
Well, good evening, OTR, and to all. This is SWL 47, where we're not in the radio lounge, but we're at the intersection of Van Ness and Pontiac, where we are celebrating the 103rd year, I believe, please don't quote me on that, of Fresno's lighting of Christmas Tree Lane.
Hey, you are in a really good spot. Sounding good. I thought maybe you were on the base, so I don't think there's any walk nights tonight, so you are sequestered somewhere, and I know it is cold out there. What is the turnout? I haven't been seeing that many people lining up down Shields Avenue, but I have a feeling tonight there's a lot.
Well, that's a good question. I brought family out here on opening night this year, and it was a ghost town. There was practically no one. That is definitely not, and I say again, not the case this evening. We've got a bunch of cars going. There are a ton of bicyclists as well, most of which seem to be driving courteously on the road. But there's a lot of folks out here. The cold weather does not seem to be deterring anyone from partaking in this ritual.
Good deal. From the mobile, I think it's the portable mobile, we're putting a few shots of the Christmas tree lane. It is something here in Fresno. As Mike said, it's been going on for 103 years, since the 1920s. It is about a 2-mile section of an older part of town, a boulevard lane where it's the whole street, the whole boulevard is lined with big cedar trees, which is you can... if you're looking at the video, can see in the picture here, the city comes in and puts lights up, and then most of the residences in this 2-mile stretch of street really deck their front yards, and these are larger houses, bigger lots. They put very good displays, and these are sort of old school, from the 1920s Christmas displays. And then when they do that, the city blocks off normal traffic, and then they usher the vehicles to come through and check out the lights. And that happens throughout the Christmas. There's somebody driving through. Let me see if we can get some more. Looks like something like that. So animated, actual scenes, lots of lights, good stuff. A good time is had by all. Back to you out on the boulevard.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I highly encourage everyone to come and participate in this. My hat's off to all the homeowners here. They just do an absolutely spectacular job. And I think I've said before, although the homes look just wonderful, sometimes the simplest things are the best. And for me, it's always just looking up in the cedar trees that line the street, and just the simple lights that they have, strewn for the 2 miles, or approximately 2 miles, like you said. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And it sounds like everyone's having a really, really, really good time out here.
It does, and they do. Thanks again for braving the cold. Again, I will commend your signal. It is A-class, #1 rated good. You must have refreshed the batteries in the portable unit there. I'll let you continue on. Enjoy the scenery, but it has become a holiday tradition here on the Old Tube Radio Network to check in with the mobile 11-meter radio heading down the historic Christmas tree lane here in Fresno. Thanks.
Thank you. My pleasure. And to everyone else, I hope that Santa brings you lots of vacuum tube radios under your tree, or like I always wanted under mine, a Radio Shack TRC 217. So thank you, and 73 from the lane.
From Christmas Tree Lane here in Central California, 73, and we'll check in with you later. This is your official check-in, but if you're back in time or pop in or something, we'll pick you up. Thanks for, as they say, thanks for stopping by. The Old Tube Radio Network is where you are at. Direct Net Roll Call, and we'll have some of the classic tube radios from the 1950s, late 50s when CB started, the Class D anyway, all throughout the 60s and the 70s. You'll get to hear what the radio sounded like if you weren't around at that time, and also kind of the demeanor of Citizen Band radio back in the day when it was the social media, and what you did on after turning the television set off, because there wasn't anything to do after 9 o'clock. Let's go to SWL 48. Foxman is having an RC Cola and a scooter pie, it looks like. SWL 49. I'm going to get Smitty checked in. I heard him earlier. He was trying to knock on Skip Land's door. He was sounding pretty good here locally. So, Smitty and Sweet Country Mama, we got you checked in. And Gerald was by earlier. I'm not sure if he's still out there. UDX 36. Out there in Battle Creek. I saw you checking in earlier, so if you're not there, I'm putting the X in the square. If you're watching the replay, there's your official check-in. And Dwayne, I think most of the reindeer that we looked at on the Christmas tree lane have already been stuffed, so they might be easy pickings. But I hear what you're saying. And I saw I heard this guy today on Sideband doing a good job, talking all over the place on lower Sideband. SWL 51.
I was just working up with stock wattage, but SWL 51 checking in.
I can't remember if it was on 37 or 38, but you were booming in, and it seems like the band was behaving, was pretty busy. Maybe there's too much people on 10 meters. They came to that way. Anyway, sounding good here on the AM side, and we've got you checked in.
Thank you, Dennis. We'll talk to you later.
And from behind the golden microphone, the patriotic golden microphone, and Aaron, I did see you earlier on the board, so you've got to be somewhere. I've got AM, FM, and digital up and running, but congratulations on less of the call, I guess, and we will get you checked in over.
Yeah, good evening, Dennis. I will check in from the AM mode. SWL 52 from behind it, the golden microphone, and 10 meters was hopping today. Band conditions were kind of up and down. Worked about 77 stations on and off this afternoon in the various different states and countries, and I got to try out the new call sign, and oh boy, is it a lot easier when you got one less letter to deal with. Few of the DX stations are like, wait, that's it? That's your call? And I'm like, yep, that's it. I think I'll probably try to get on tomorrow afternoon. But for anybody with 10-meter privileges, contest going until 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. And lots of DX and stations out there to be worked. So it's a good time to fill up the logbook.
Yeah, I'm assuming the contest is open right now, but the band is, except for local context, the band is probably closed. Although if there's an opening, there's enough people out there that they will hear it on 10. But like I mentioned, I put on the band scope on the SDR, and from 2800, from CW all the way up to about 28,700 was a contest, and I heard one ragged you up at 28,880, and there was even some 10-meter AM going on as well. So good deal. Maybe we'll hear you out there tomorrow. Sounds like you are having a good time. Your signal sounds good, and thanks for stopping by. Over.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. And looking at the propagation on 10 meters right now, looks like all the guys in Japan are working Europe. So they were working the west coast of the U.S. before the sun went down, and the band very promptly closed. I'm still not completely sure why the ARRL puts that contest in December. You think that they would put it in the summer when the sun's up a little bit longer, but what do I know? So, all righty, Dennis. Thank you very much, and we will check you later. SWL 52.
Yeah, or sometimes I know we get some conditions in October. I can't remember. I'd have to look back on my chart here because I can see on the check-in list for OTR that there's always that little opening. And Come on, cycle 25. Are you going to have a double hop or not? We'll get some stuff going on. Sounding good from behind the, who is that? Somebody says behind the golden PL259. You are sounding good. The old Tube Radio Network directed roll call 53 has checked in. SWL 54's got a proxy. Let's go up the hill to SWL 55. Just for kicks, 56 checked in early in the land of the decorated deodars. Sounding good, Phil, if you're still listening. Over to, got to turn the page here, SWL 57. Somewhere in central Kentucky. Where is Brown Dog Audio these days? SWL 58, I will get a check-in for Jeremy. I think Ron said he talked to Jeremy on the telephonium and all was well. The station that gets around everywhere, SWL 59. Uncle Hairball, and there's the X. I was just waiting. I couldn't put the check in the square until he puts it on the screen, and there it is. So you are checked in, sir. Thanks for jumping into this digital network here and saying hello, radio. Let's go local for SWL 60.
Thank you much, here, Dennis. Evening time to all the fellas out there. Merry Christmas to all. SWL 60 checking in.
Sounding good doing it. Are we footballing tonight? Is there anything going on over?
No, Dennis, not till the 27th of December. We'll be playing then we'll take it for the 27th of December there, and then we'll let you know about that next game coming.
All right, and I know there's a bowl game set up, so that might be it. All right, doing good. If you've got some radios, we'll have the list out here in a little bit. Thanks for jumping in.
Thank you much, Dennis.
SWL 61, Copenhagen checked in early. Sounded good. SWL 62. SWL 63. Shortwave listener 64. Craig checked in early. Wanted an early check-in from, where is he at? Up in Wisconsin. We can do that. Also, let me say hello. Who just came in? Plymouth, Minnesota. Moraga. Beautiful Moraga, California. Also, hello to Centerville, Virginia, coming up to you. Rancho Cordova, who has been in week after week. We should send the OTR auxiliary unit up to Rancho Cordova, Belfast, Maine, right here on the cue cards. Thank you, sir. York, Pennsylvania. Tracy, hello to Tracy, California, just up the road and around the corner. Edmonton, Alberta. Have I said hello to the Squamish boys and the BC people and 428? We just don't have conditions, or he'd be checking in live. The unknown SWL. And how did Lake Elsinore? 78. I thought, it's dark. I got the light shining in my eyes. He's in the side seat up here, along with Chet and Charlie. Did you pay extra for that? I don't know. Or are you just hiding? He said he's hiding from Espresso Trucking Company. I see the method to your madness. Let's go. My J38 key's falling off the table. Let's go to SWL 65. On the flat side, SWL 66. All right, Hairball, lay flat, keep it easy, stay warm. I know about what you speak of there. So that's why I got this new chair, so I can kind of twist around when I need to. But go do your thing. Thanks for joining us. SWL 67, Bill is checking in. William's out in Canby, Oregon. I see it, oldtuberadio.net, X in the square. Oh, man, and Bill, you know the Central Valley. We're getting the winters of old here, like it used to be, where the sun doesn't come out. But this is really bad. It's been in the mid-40s for pretty much all month. We had about an hour of sunlight yesterday, so you ain't missing nothing up there. I think you guys are having some good weather. SWL 68. Michael also asked for an early check-in from New York. SWL 69. I will put a check-in for Kenny. Can't remember if he was in early or not. I will go back and check. But Kenny, if you're watching or listening, we do have you checked in. Over to, and I heard this guy sounding good last night on the Ditch Banks net, SWL 70. Probably decorating the Yule log or something, so I'll get 70 checked in. SWL 71, Stan, I see you checking in. Are you doing any 10-meter contesting? It was crazy busy out there tonight. So I don't know. If so, maybe I'll choose you guys. You're in my daytime skip zone on 10 meters. I was in a lot of stations in your area today. SWL 72, Radio Boys checked in. SWL 73. Get a check-in for John. SWL 74 with the proxy. SWL 75. Out there in BYU. SWL 76. I got about 4 places to check to make sure I'm not missing anybody here. SWL 77. Somebody said get a check-in, proxy check-in for 77, which I will do. And SWL 78, Wild Wildemar, here's the official, Richard, here's the official item. 81. Well, I mean, it's always good. Southern California is always good during Thanksgiving and Christmas. When I first got here, when I was in college, I always loved that break at Christmas time to go back down to the Southern California beaches where the sun was shining and people were running around with their surfboards. 81 degrees. I don't doubt it. Currently 57. And, okay, you know what? I hope you labeled it like, with the little skull and crossbones. Remember, I told you to do that when you send something good, put the skull and crossbones on the box, and then no one touches it, and I'll actually get a piece. But Espresso Trucking Company is here, so they look for that kind of stuff. If it says danger, fragile, or poison, they're on it. So if I don't give you a response on how tasty it was, you know what happened. Thank you, 78. SWL 79. Proxy for Mr. DC. I will do that. I really enjoyed hearing his E.F. Johnson last week. Sounding good. I told him that make that a daily driver. Over to SWL 80. Page 4, SWL 81. SWL 82. Ron said to check him in last night. I think he had some holiday stuff to do. Ron is the voice, or one of the many voices over at the Ditch Banks sideband net. It happens Friday evening here on the West Coast, 27365. If there is skip, the Squamish boys know how to check in. They've done it multiple times. There's a, you don't need a number, just like this place. There's a visitor check-in place, but keep that in mind for your Ditch Banks sideband pleasure. Let's go to SWL 83. Dwayne, I think there's probably something going on out there in 77 land tonight, so we got them all checked in. Otherwise, they'd have a radio fired up. SWL 83, I called you, and I got to check all the venues here because you know how to sneak through. SWL, oh, here we go. The Dynamic Duo Plus One, SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. Of course, that's Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. Snowy Owl up there near Seattle, listening in, no doubt. Next is SWL 89. SWL 90. SWL 91, I saw Felix in earlier, so I will put the official X in the square right now. But if you scroll back, if you're watching the comments, 91 is definitely in there. Direct and net roll call. Radio's coming up, so don't go away. SWL 92. Especially if you have a radio, you should be plugging it in, turning it on, and warming it up. Making sure that there's no sparks or anything coming out of it. SWL 93.
Hey, 93 checking in. Dennis, hope everybody's having an awesome Saturday night.
So far, so good. Speaking of awesome, that is the way you sound into my speaker that is beaconing your voice worldwide on the Universal Media Network, the old2radio.net. And thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Always sounding good in my receive, Dennis. Hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend and better Monday.
Yeah, tell me about it. We've got that valley thing going on. It has been a while since it's been like that. So, yeah, it's amazing what low-level AM audio can do sometimes, especially when you've got somebody with a good receiver like yourself. Thank you, Leo. The X is in the square. Next, we are going up to SWL 95. And the Echo link is up. I remember to open it up. We got a couple of stations coming up. Wild Turkey, hello to you, and thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network. We're on Channel 11. I guess that's why I need a thing that tells us what channel we're on. Channel 11, 27085, in the AM mode, Central California, where there's absolutely no skip conditions going on. SWL 96. SWL 97. And I think the net page is more responsive tonight. It seems like it was not waiting 30 seconds to do everything. SWL 98. Get Tracy checked in. X in the square. Thank you, Tracy. They always do a good little promotional thing over on the Facebook page. It's not AI, it's AG. It's artificial goofiness, but it's good. SWL 99. I will get a check in from Radio Randy out there in Arizona. And Dwayne has polished off. Did you bring out the pledge, the lemon pledge, and spiff up the Craco Deluxe? Except you got to be careful. You rub too hard, all the lettering comes off. You won't know. You'll think you're on channel 1. It's actually 11, but you wiped off that 1. So you got to be careful. Where are we going? Oh, you know what we're doing? We're going to go over to... We're going to go over to the Echo link. When I get into the triple digits, you got to remember... Tony, our Tubes on the Air purveyor, is ready to go. So let's see what Tony is doing. KD4BAO, KB6GFD, hello radio. And Tony is in McClellanville,
hey, good
South
evening,
Carolina.
Dennis, please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you. Back to Net Control, KD4BAO.
And it is good to be heard, good audio, sounding good on the Echo link tonight. Hope all is well. And, of course, as always, thanks for setting it up and getting us ready for the tubes to fire up. 73, KB6GFD. And while we are at it, let's see if we can connect up to Albert up there. I think it's Sparks, Reno, where it's probably starting to get a bit chilly. Hello, Al. KI6CBA, KB6GFD, take a transmission, sir. See what's happening up at the higher elevations.
There it works. Now we've got it.
Yeah, sounding good.
Last time I didn't even have the microphone plugged in. Hello, Dennis, and all the shortwave listeners. It's fun to be here. It's getting to be a habit for watching the radios come over the YouTube and the Echolink. So I just want to say happy Saturday night, and we'll see you probably next week or the week after that, because that's coming close to Christmas. Some people will be off, I guess, but I'm just looking forward to the radios tonight. So I'll just sign off with a 73 there, and looking forward to what comes up.
Good idea. I will do likewise. The radios are nigh. That's what they say. Coming up, sounding good. Likewise, your audio is great tonight. Whatever you've done, write the post that's saying this is it. Stick it on the Echolink system, and you are good to go. 73. Have a great weekend. KB6 GFD. Okay, Al out there in Sparks, Reno. Continuing on with the triple-digit roll call. He is ready to go. SWL 102. Hello, John. Checking in. Let me make it official. Click. All right. I like the way this stuff works when it works. And 103 right there, anticipating. See, people are getting good at anticipating the digital delay. And so I look up, and there they are. It just pops into my screen as we go. 103, Tango Romeo 21 X-ray. Looking good. Got you checked in. Up the hill for Mr. Crawdad, SWL 109. And I think somebody checked in Crawdad last night, or proxy, so we'll put the X in the square there. SWL 110. Been a long time since we've heard Millerton Lake. SWL 111, a live check-in before the net, even through the skip. Had some, because of the clouds, we had a lot of phase distortion on the two-way, but we got them on the AM side. SWL 114.
114 checking in.
All right, there it goes. I was hearing a crackle. I thought maybe you were checking in on 2 meters or something. He's never done that before. No, right here on AM, you are sounding good, and I've got the X in the square.
Thank you for the check-in, Dennis.
The old Tube Radio Network. Radios are coming up. Don't go away. So we jump over to one of our first time when we went digital ever so long ago, listeners. SWL 128. John is checking in. 128, do I have it? Yes, I do. Thanks for joining us as always. SWL 131. Who's waving their hand? Somebody asked, what is SWL? That is not that antenna matching thing. That's SWR, short wave listener. It's sort of a badge of honor. I mean, there have been shortwave listeners for 100 years when there was actually something to listen to, and you sat in front of a giant box with tubes and a dial and maybe a whole bunch of wire outside your bungalow, listening into stuff, or Spark Gap or CW. When did KDKA go in there? 1920, one of the first broadcast stations. So there have been SWLs for a long time. So you are in good company. Let's see. Who's next? SWL 133.
Is this radio working?
Yeah. Let me take a Echolink link here. Hello, radio. This is working. The old Tube Radio Network, and from way far out, sir. Take a transmission. I'm glad you found us on Echolink. Over. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, copy that. It's Nick from the Ontario CB Club. I finally found you here on the Echolink, and I'm watching the live stream. I just want to say hello to everybody. Happy Saturday night.
All right, thanks, Nick. Got the email. Thanks for joining us. You've got great audio on the Echolink. You can hear the replay coming through there. So glad to catch you on here. Good to hear the voice. The Ontario CB Club represented tonight, audio, video, and otherwise on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks.
Hey, no problem. I'm using an old Sears mic on an iPhone here, so I'm just joking. All right, I'm going to say 73 from Victor Alpha 3, Foxtrot Sierra Charlie.
All right, well, we got you checked in, and we'll catch you next time. I was looking at your audio on the REA meters, and it's performing better than mine, so I'll have to get that set up. 73, KB6 GFD. We are going to SWL 135.
KB6GFD, this is KD6QLG. I better turn my volume down there. SWL 135, checking in.
Hey, and sounding good. It was good to hear Nick on there just prior to you coming out of Ontario, Canada on the Echolink link, and you are sounding good. There was a proxy in your spot, and now there'll be a big X over.
Oh, thank you for the big X. Oh, am I coming in okay? I just realized I'm on low power.
No, you are full quieting, and what do they say? 9 pounds, good modulation, Chestnut and Herndon, over.
Roger, Dodger. Thanks for the check-in. KD6QLG clear.
KB6GFD. All right, 135 checked in. Let's go to SWL 137. Tony, SWL 145. I will get Tony checked in. He was in the ditch banks last night. He also left us some questions, which we will get to. And oh, somebody was there. Oh, I know what it is. That's they're setting up, aren't they? All right, a special trucking company setting up. Tell them to stay back a little ways. We got the microphone set up way over there. So, Tony, 145, if you're listening, you're checked in. SWL 147. Neil, we got you earlier with the skip conditions, or maybe not skip conditions. Next, we'll go to Snow Beast, SWL 188. Proxy for Snow Beast, all right. SWL 195, Jim up in Coarse Gold.
195, checking in, Dennis. Thank you.
All right, thank you. How is your weather up there? Do you guys get the sun? Are you in the 50s or 60s?
Hey, semi-mobile downtown.
Beautiful day today. Yeah, we got about 65, 70 up here, or maybe even hotter. But enough to get out there and do
don't go away, John. Yeah, it was nice. Like I said, I do the weather report sometime at the station. It's always like 40-something in Midtown and 70 up at Meadow Lakes or Robb area where you guys are. So good deal. Enjoy it. Thanks for checking in. KB6GFD. I hear a mobile radio, I think. Here is a check-in.
K6MI, down number 3. They've got everything blocked off down Madhouse.
Okay, I don't know if it's because there's lights of the good kind or lights of the bad kind, but I hear you beaconing between the buildings, so we'll get 73 checked in and drive carefully over.
Semi-mobile.
KB6GFD. All right, busy on the crossband tonight. That's 73 downtown. I didn't go into why, but he said all the streets are blocked off, so there may be a parade going on. There may be something going on.
Are they red and green lights or red and blue lights?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's something good or something bad. But anyway, he made the check-in. 195 is in. Let's go to 226. And I will get I'll get Jeff checked in, Mr. Shockwave. Anybody else? I'll do some late check-ins here. And let's see, what was I going to do? Oh, you know what? We're going to do we got some questions from Tony, and then did they find the power? I left some extension cords. The bad ones with the wires coming out, so they can plug into that. Let's go to our questions. Where is okay, this is it. This should be it right here. All right, we got a multiple choice on the question item. Richard. Here's something. We're not going to see it in the valley. Vandenberg launch in 40 minutes. It has the old tube radio relay satellite on board. Remember when we had that? We're going to try it again, to share OTR with the rest of the world from high above. We used to have our own little news network. I'll have to see if I can find some cassette tapes from that. But coming up at a launch pad near you, the OTRRS, the old tube radio relay satellite. Hopefully it goes up in one piece. Here's the questions. All right, now some of you ham guys might know this, or maybe you've got an Elmer that has one of this, but I don't know the question because I never had a radio. But it's Drake. How many final tubes are used in the Drake TR4? Now remember, the TR4 is back in the sort of hybrid days, the FT101s and the 102s and the Kenwood 530. So how many final tubes are used in the Drake TR4 series of transceivers? 1, A1, B2, C3, and D4. How many final tubes are used in the Drake TR4 series of transceivers? Final tubes. Well, I know if it was a 102 uses 4. I think it's like 3 in the driver, and then the 101s use 3, and I don't know about the Kenwood. So it's got to use more than 1. I mean, TR4 is a big radio. So, and I don't know if they're talking like the final, that does the driver, is that part of the final? It doesn't say. So we may have some controversy here. How many final tubes in the Drake TR4? The answer is the Drake TR4 used 3 12 JB6 sweep tubes in the final. Oh, it's like the 102 had the 6146s. So they're saying 3 in the final, but they had to have a driver. So everybody that said 4, I'm not going to mark you down, because in that little compartment, there's 4 tubes there. So 3 tubes, 3 sweep tubes, final, and then probably 1 driver tube. So, and Richard says 3. 3 or 4, I'll take them both. We'll make that a technicality. All right, number 2. Here's the question. If you want to receive single sideband on a direct conversion receiver at 3.67 megahertz, what frequency should you set the local oscillator to? I'm getting a little technical here. So if you want to receive single sideband on a direct conversion receiver, I have a feeling that that's important. On a direct conversion receiver at 3.67 megahertz, what frequency should you set the local oscillator to? And Foxman, yes, that is up on 80 meters, but I'm thinking that we could put any frequency in there and still come up with a correct answer. Okay, and Richard, that was going to be my answer. It was going to be like 2 kilocycles, off, like you did in the 101s. You had to turn it up for lower, and the other way it was kind of crazy. But it says because it's a direct conversion that you should set it to 367. So I think that was the thing. It's not a dual conversion. It's not multiplying or doing anything. So there it is. That's the answer. I don't make these up. So if you have a direct conversion receiver and you want to receive at 367, you set the local oscillator to 3.67. I guess the frequency that you want to listen to. But I would agree. That's what I would do, plus or minus. But I'm not sure if I have any direct conversion receivers. Oh, I might. I've got a Heathkit. No, and a Helicrafter's SX25. That might be direct conversion. Thank you, 23. That was probably close. All right, are they ready yet? I'm going to take a pause here. About a 30-second pause. We're going to set up for Espresso Trucking Company. They're trying not to break the place. Okay, hold on. We're getting to the tubes, but first, it is that time of year where we all feel festive. And some of us, as I can tell in the background there, are feeling more festive than others. I did not try the eggnog. I have no idea what condition the eggnog was in. If there's any left. And if they're ready, we'll turn it over for the next couple of minutes to Espresso Trucking Company and one of our holiday favorites. Take it away, boys.
Santa buddy, just slip the robin under the tree for me. Been an awful good boy, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa buddy, an oscilloscope to tech blue. I'll wait up with a beer, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Don't think of all the work I sure. Think of all the stations that I haven't worked. Next year I'll run my tube amp clean if you drop off a brand new beam. Santa buddy, a kilowatt, and really, that's not a lot. Been an elder all year, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa buddy, one little thing I really need, the feed to a Moonraker 6, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa buddy, fill my stocking with radio parts and a gift card inside, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Come into my LFA with the big inductor bought at MFJ. I really do think you're cool. Just don't land in my swimming pool, Santa buddy. Forgot to mention one little thing, a ping. When I key up the mic, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Hurry down the tower tonight. Hurry tonight.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment on the Old Tube Radio Network with your radios. Don't go away. All right, I think we are back on. Let's see.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
And somebody was right. No skip on the radio tonight. Typically there isn't, unless we have some of the E-skip going on. Apparently there's people watching or listening to 6 Meters, the amateur radio band, to see if they can do some Meteor Scatter DX or something like that. But what we're going to do is do a little tube scatter DX, as we do what it is that the Old Tube Radio Network is want to do for the last almost 40 years on a Saturday evening, and that is to promote the use, distribute information about classic tube CB radios, give you the sound of what it was like to sit in front of your radio after, turning off Jackie Gleason or Ed Sullivan or Red Skelton or whatever was on Bonanza, and then jumping in to the radio and having a good conversation. That's what we'll be doing tonight. So I will open the channel up here and listen for any and all radio check-ins on the Old Tube Radio Network. And it's, people are at parties, they're out shopping tonight, so if we get one radio, we'll be doing well. Otherwise, it's going to be a full evening of the Espresso Trucking Company. So please, come on radios. And Bill, that's what we need, is a bubble machine. We should have borrowed it from Lawrence Welk.
60.
And I think somebody said the Espresso Trucking Company has the little TV trays. Anybody's parents or grandparents, don't say you had one. Anybody's parents or grandparents have had the Lawrence Welk TV trays. I believe that they're selling them here, but it's got the Espresso Trucking Company in it. Company on there. Joe, I'm getting right to you. I'm trying to make sure that I can actually talk for the next hour. Thanks for rescuing us with the radio. Hello, 60.
Thank you much, Dennis. Doggone it. We've got a little picture frame down here of Lawrence Welk, playing his harmonica, autographed by him, too. I bet they'd like to put their hands on that one. Dennis, I'd like to check in, if I may, for World Radio Labs, my Pretty Blue Radio. You know what? I hope this thing is plugged in.
I hear you just fine over. If you can hear me.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I heard you good. Loud and clear. Dennis, 7 tubes. 7 tubes, 8 channels. Once again, my Pretty Blue Radio, the Hustler Bass.
Hustler Bass is doing a good job. Because I know that radio there, you have to... let's get a picture of it here. Let me see where that would be. I think it's this one. Yeah. And then we'll go to that one. Okay, a little bit closer. But Blue Radio, Blue microphoning, which you may or may not be using. But this requires you, since it has a separate tuner, VFO, not crystal control, and the channels are crystal control, that you do have to spot it or make sure. So you could be talking, but you would think I was not coming back to you because you'd be listening to a different frequency. But you've got it all dialed in. Back to you.
Well, that's what I was doing right now. I'm in complete darkness here. Doggone it. I hope I'm sounding okay. But anyway, Dennis, this little guy here has this carrying handle, has this microphone hanger, and she's ready to go. She's ready to go with me if I wanted to leave out that door right now and throw it under the dash of my car, considering I'd have to have a metal dash. But if I wanted to hook it up, it's ready to transport and ready to do a little module footing.
And it's doing it right now. I'll have to ask, because it is the season. Did you find that under your Christmas tree?
No, I think Harvey did. He found it under maybe his Christmas tree, and then, of course, called me, gave me a call and says, I think Santa gave the wrong present to the wrong person. He says, I think this is your radio.
Could be. Got your S meter up. If anybody wanted, I've got a lot of attenuation on it. I'm trying to keep the noise floor down. So I think my noise floor is at 0. You're at S5 or S7, but well above the noise. And Dwayne says that's an OTR favorite. Now, it's probably like, if we're going to use Lawrence Welk, you know, every week people would tune in, and if they didn't see who was the guy with the accordion, and the jacket that looked a lot like mine, and Myron Florin or something like that, if they didn't see the guy with the accordion, they were upset. And I'm pretty sure what's happening is the Hustler is becoming our accordion, our Myron Florin, or whatever his name was, of OTR. If people tune in, they don't get this radio, they're going to be upset. So take a transmission.
Well, we appreciate that. Doggone it, Lawrence Welk's program was my favorite. Him, Red Skelton, and well, I go back as far as I don't know if you remember George Goebel, but doggone it, we're really into those old programs. I'm a favorite of the old Hopalong Cassidy program. I watch it every chance I get. But anyway, getting back to this one here, Dennis, 7-hole tubes. Not a lot of heat coming from this one, but it sure gives a lot of heat.
Gives a lot of heat and takes a lot of heat. It is 7 tubes putting out that heat. And if we look at the top, let me go back to the extreme. You can see there's some holes. This is convection cooling. There's no fans. It just sort of uses, cold air coming up through the bottom, the heat rising out through the holes. And tubes they're not like transistors. You don't have to put heat sinks on them and special stuff. They're like those guys here in Fresno during the summer. They just love, they love the heat. Tubes are like that. So no problem that way. Looking good. S meter. Is there a light? I think I asked you this before, and it might be burned out. It might be a burned out light. But is there a light on the S meter?
Most definitely, Dennis. There's a light when I key up on the old microphone here. Let me know that I'm on the airway. And there's a light on the meter. And it partially illuminates the speaker because it's so close to it, and it's kind of open on the sides of the speaker. So I get to see the speaker as I'm talking.
Well, it's good. At least it's in the front. Sometimes they have the speakers at the bottom or the sides, so you can hear me. WRL, the initials World Radio Labs. Leo Meyerson was the guy, I think, out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. If you do a search for World Radio Labs, or any of the hams listening or watching out there probably know of World Radio Labs. The Globe King, the Globe Scout, the Globe 500, big transmitters, 80, 100 pounds. And then they also got into 11 meters with Globe radios. We used to have a lot of them checking in. I think the station that had the Globe collection sort of sold them all, but we cornered the market on WRL stuff, and then it sort of went away. But thanks to you, Joe, we're back online with at least the Hustler. It is a good radio, a good way to start us off tonight. So go wrap it in the. It may have a little cover with Lawrence Welk and the Lennon sisters or something. Go give us a transmission. Thanks for starting us off. I don't know. This may be the only radio we get tonight.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I am on a preamplified Turner Plus 3. I thought this mic at the time we hooked it up, I think this had, if I'm not mistaken, a cord come out of the bottom. So Harvey installed a Cobra mic plug on it, and now we're able to exchange the mics. I might have the original mic to this one. Not sure, since this one's been hooked up so long. But I sure do appreciate it, Dennis. You let me check in my Hustler base.
That is my job. I guess my assigned thing here is I'm supposed to make sure that everybody who wants to check in gets to check in. And if I have to work overtime to do it, that is indeed what I will do. Thanks for giving us radio number 1 from World Radio Labs. It's the Hustler. Just 7 tubes makes the thing work. There are a lot of infamous 7-tube radios back in the day, and I don't have a price point on this one, but I'm pretty sure it was around to compete with the the Johnson Messenger and Messenger 2, and maybe a general radio telephone like that's in the price points. It'd probably be between $150 and $200. And who could resist that blue? I think Leo was smart. I bet he talked to his ex-YL, and she said, who wants these ugly radios with rack handles sitting on the little doily next to the Zenith television? So you're going to put it in the living room. You want to have it match something. So score 1 for some decorative capitulation to make the radio not only sound good, but look good. Thanks, Joe, for bringing it by. And as they say, whether you like it or not, I guess, this is the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
And UDX 357 just got done decorating the tree. I think we could use you over here. Let me go back to the control room here. That is what I've got behind my that shoulder. That's what we got. There's not even any lights on it. The tree is, well, it looks smaller than this. All about 2. I guess we should be. I know they're saying no. Be thankful. I know. Be thankful for what we have here at the Old Tube Radio Network. If we go to the green room, there's good stuff, and that's where we'll be after the net. But in the meantime, we're okay. And Harvest Gold, you haven't been to the kitchen. You haven't been to the OTR kitchen, have you? 23, where there is plenty of Harvest Gold and avocado green, and you may have to even traverse through a shag rug to get there. The Old Tube Radio Network is listening for any and all check-ins. All right, Joe, you are keeping us honest tonight, and it was William, 2179, said, the only thing that's going to save us tonight is the Big Joe polka show. So I hope you have your polka shoes on, because we still have another half hour to go. What have you got? Over.
Dennis, doggone it. We're going to step up a little bit on the tubes here. Dennis, I'd like to check in my 223, Johnson 223, with the original stock mic.
All right, I can do that. Looks like my database just crashed, so I will. I'll be fishing around for the radios tonight, trying to find them, but I can do that. So just confirming, it is the 223. Over.
Yes, sir, 223. Yeah, the 223. Doggone it, 10 tubes, Dennis. 10 tubes, a lovely meter, along with a channel selector, both lit the same square. In fact, perfectly lit. Not hard to see at all. Don't need a light for this one. Don't have a modulation light, but I have a volume and a squelch, and the squelch turns the radio on. It's kind of a mix-up. I get a little mixed up on it. One does the squelch, or the pulse turns on. The squelch is the I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the radio. Again, we're on the original desk mic. Having a little problem with the element, but maybe Santa will be good to me this year and give me an element for this microphone, so we can at least try and test it out and maybe get something different out of it. It's an all 23 channel, and the meter works great.
Sounds great. It actually doesn't have. It's about an S unit less signal strength than the Hustler. Sounds good. Yeah, probably about 75 to 80% modulation, but it's good clear audio, so not a problem with that. And I don't think I've ever heard a distorted, bad-sounding Messenger 223. And an apropos radio tonight, because on the old radio night, JT was on the Sears Roebuck radio version of this radio. It's basically a Messenger 223. And then Sears redid the front end. They made it a little less industrial looking. So I'm not sure which one I like. I think a lot of people like the other ones, a little more radio looking. But it's basically the same inside. They put their Sears Roebuck logo on it. So anybody just listening to this in the future, if you go to the old radio night that is on this date, which is 12/13/2025, you will see and hear from the operator's viewpoint, the Messenger 223 made by E.F. Johnson that was sequestered into a Sears Roebuck suit. And it sounds good, looks good. So you cannot go wrong with this radio. Back to you for transmission.
Well, we appreciate that, Dennis. Doggone it, I can't tell you, expect to know how it sounds. But it is a nice-looking radio. It does transmit and performs all the time, just like the way I would want a radio to work. Like I say, it's simple. It's a good beginner's radio and a good trustworthy radio. You can count on it. It's a little bit taller than the Hustler base. Of course, it's a little stockier, maybe a little weight, but this is strictly an AC base. There's no DC hooking up to this one.
That is correct. And the only reason I can think that Johnson did that, they had the Messenger TWO, and then the Messenger 223, which is a Messenger TWO turned sideways, put an S meter in there, add some channels. And I don't know if they did any selectivity, sensitivity to the receiver. That would have been one thing that they could have improved upon. But this is 1969 to 1972, so this was their last, and they didn't make a lot of radios until up about 69 or 70, when this came out as the base station. And then anybody may have had one, or researchers Johnson, they had the 123 and the 323, and they started putting out these nice little first solid-state mobile radios that were much smaller, much lighter. They were good at anticipating the market and realizing that, keep it cheap. We need some solid-state stuff. We need mobile radios. And the license was still, FCC still said, if you're getting a license, we need to see that you have at least two radios. You've got to have a base and a mobile. You don't license yourself. You license the station. And a station means there are two radios that you're supposed to talk to. You're not supposed to be talking to people on idle chit-chat. So E.F. Johnson making their mark in the late 60s, early 70s with this radio, and it was their base station while they were pumping out the new solid-state stuff. Joe, always a pleasure to hear the 223. The audio is good. Be interested to see what happens with a different microphone, although that's the supplied desk mic, which was sold with the radio. You could buy it without the microphone. It was about $15 cheaper, or you could get it with the microphone, and they ran just a little bit over $200. I don't know. I'll have to check the Sears 1969 Sears catalog and see what they were selling their setup for. Back to you for another transmission, the Messenger 223, a very historical radio. And if you've been in 11 meters for any time at all, either you had one of these or you know somebody who did. Back to you.
Well, yeah, we've been in the business for a while, and like I said once before, I had no idea what these old tubers were doing and who was using it and who had one. Now, if I would have known someone that had one, I probably would have been picking up a tuber, because I'm always interested in the CB radio, whether it's a handheld, box type, or whatever, but for my first radio, it was maybe half the size of this. Doggone it, it was a CB radio, but I surely didn't realize the tubers. I'm very fond of them, of the tube radio now, and we're happy we have this one. Thanks to Louis, Brother Louis, wherever he is now, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to him. I hope he's doing well. But doggone it, thank you for letting me check this one in. And it's always a pleasure to key this one up. One of my favorites.
All right, well, before you go, one question. You're on the desk mic, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and how far? I want to just, because we're recording here, see what the difference would be in your audio level if you moved closer. I don't know how close you can get, but, a couple inches away from the desk mic and take a transmission. Just want to hear the difference.
Okay, right here we're using it like a handheld mic. We've got the upper part of the microphone touching my top lip, like we would, using it like a handheld. So that's how close we are to it.
Not bad. I'm thinking that were you to use this radio a lot or have it to daily driver, that would probably be how you'd want to address the microphonium. Especially if the channel was noisy. Right now, the frequency, the channel is very quiet, so we're not having an issue at all. But it does bring the audio up closer to 100% and still sounds good. Doesn't distort your voice at all. So thanks for doing that test. It's recorded if you want to hear the difference. And thanks for bringing by radio number 2.
Well, thank you, Dennis. We're going to keep that in mind. I guess we're going to put an old bumper guard on the front of it like the old Road King microphone handheld. Had that old bumper guard there so you wouldn't exactly eat the speaker. But we're going to keep that in mind and definitely appreciate that. Dennis, we'll get to another one.
Sounding good. We got space on the list here. A little more time to go. We might have some. I'm thinking we're going to get some late check-ins as people get home safely from their Christmas parties and endeavors. So we'll keep open for that. In the meantime, the Jingle Singers have not eggnogged themselves into oblivion, and so they'll be here right now.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
And at a very quiet frequency tonight, you are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. We're listening for any and all radio check-ins. And is turning into the fastest coax switcher in the West. Let me go to the control room. And 60. We're saved by the fact that there's not an exciting football game going on tonight. Over.
Oh, boy, Dennis. Starting tomorrow morning, football all day. All day. Whatever team is yours is going to be playing tomorrow. Of course, I'll have one on Monday night and also have another one on Thursday night. But tomorrow she's loaded. From the morning the minute I wake up, I got my eyes glued to the tube. Boy, it's going to be a lot of ball tomorrow. NFL day. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Robin 123B. We did a little work to the microphone. I don't know if how you're receiving it, but I did a little bit of work to it.
Okay, this is good because we're going to sit down because we're going to be working with this one. Now think about moments ago when the seersucker suited net control operator told you to get really close to the microphone. I think what we need to do now is to back away a couple of inches over.
Oh, okay. That's easy enough to do there. I know sometimes I kind of hog them up. I don't know. I don't have much confidence in myself there, so I kind of get on these mics a little bit. But you should be hearing me okay with this one.
I'm hearing you perfect. We've put inserted a picture of the Robin T123B. Let me bring it here. The straight-on shot. We can see the beautiful green-colored knobs and surround, the S meter, the 40 channels. Now, let's talk about the work on the microphone. Tell us about the microphone, if it's amplified and all of that. Over.
Well, Dennis, this is an amplified D104. Doggone it, we did change the head on it. This is the same stand, but we did put the old 320 element, the original mic speaker on this head here. This is from another borrowed microphone that I have, and that's why I'm saying I hope it is making a difference. Dennis, we did do a little bit of tweaking and peeking in the back to make sure we got the full 5 watts coming out of here. And things are looking pretty good on this end. The old meters are reacting to the audio. And I see the lights all lit. Right now the TX light is lit. Modulation light is lit. And when I go to PA, that light comes on. And when I go to the extra speaker, that light comes on. The only one that doesn't have a light, I guess, is the what do they call that? The old range expand. But I didn't fool with the rest of the knobs in the back. I did stay away from those. And this one here, I guess, does come with the original microphone jack. So there wasn't any work as far as that done to that. This is 11 tubes, all 23 channels. And at one point there, if you feel like you want to follow somebody to 26, maybe to 35 or 34, you can. This radio has a few extra channels in it, so it's a 23 plus.
23 plus, coveted back in the day when you knew somebody was. I know they're above 23. I hear them talking up there, and it's like, well, how can we do that? Especially when the FCC van is not driving around your neighborhood. All right, let's talk microphonium. Moving back is good. I think you said it was amplified, so you should have some adjusting knob or dial, which if you dare, we might want to turn it down a notch, just a little bit. Over.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Kitty.
We can do that. In fact, the next time we key up this microphone for next Saturday, we'll have the old adjusting tool with us and kind of play with it a little bit. I imagine this speaker's a little bit more sensitive than that one I took out, the speaker head rather. That one I didn't particularly like. I'm going to try to stay with the 320 element, the original one. I don't care if it costs a couple of dollars more, it's worth it. But other than that, Dennis, we have got a RF gain, which is nice on this, and the fine tune exceptionally. I mean, it makes you sound good. It's got a pull knob on the squelch.
That's tough.
So it's like a little tone bass, or maybe a little lighter when you key up there, and of course the volume. So she's almost a complete radio, except the fact she's not a sidebander.
All right. Well, I'm in. I'm in for anything that will make me sound good. So just make a note. You want to maybe turn the microphone back just a skosh, not too much, because you don't sound bad now, but you backed off the microphone. I'm hearing, a little bit of the room echo. So me thinks that if you decrease a little bit, you can probably stay exactly where you're at. Or it would work if you got up on the microphone. But if you don't do anything, you're good to go. However, and I noticed it, and you'll hear it if you do a replay, when you got up on the microphone, when you first started, it was flat topping. There was a bit of distortion. So the ultimate thing to do would be to adjust that microphone that no matter where you got up close to it, you wouldn't get the distortion. So it wouldn't possibly do that. So that's what I would say. Maybe everything else looks good. We put the meter up. It's got good forward modulation, et cetera, et cetera. So maybe just, and you can keep the range expand on, which I think you have. I'd leave that on and just back the mic gain down a little bit. Over.
Well, I appreciate that, Dennis. I did. Down to about a quarter. I know I didn't realize this mic was open that much. But I did back it off, so it's down to about a quarter.
All right, I think that's good. Cleans it up a little bit, and that would allow you to, if you want to get a little bit closer, there's room noise or something, it'll work just fine. Other than that, I think you have, as they say in the radio world, a winner. Over.
Well, thank you, Dennis. Doggone it, with your help there, of course. You're the old radio master, the old radio king, I should say. Okay, Dennis. Well, thanks a whole lot there. I've got another one warming up there.
All right, I will be happy to put it in. Radio number 3, the Robin T123 Bravo. This is the, as we were told by 23 Skidoo, the ever-popular Panasonic chassis number 2. It's plate modulated. I believe it has 11 tubes. It's got a couple of transistors to work for the DC conversion, and a very coveted band of radios with that chassis. And if you can find one, regardless if it's made by Robin or T-Berry, whatever, you'll definitely want to hang on to it, because they always sound good, and you hear what Joe can do with an amplified microphone, and there's some tune and load controls in the back. I think you can still actually get pieces and parts for them, so not a bad thing at all. Thanks for warming up the room for us.
Well, thank you, Dennis.
And the Jingle Singers are, I think they're trying to show off Espresso Trucking Company tonight, because they want to jump in the control board again, so we'll let them do that.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you, wherever you are. The friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
The station for you, and maybe even you. The Old Tube Radio Network beaconing the airwaves since, was it 1986? Should be coming up on our 40th year of doing just what you've been listening to, getting on the air on a Saturday evening, encouraging people to stop by with their vintage radios, sort of like a car show, at the hamburger stand, some fins in chrome, and open the doors and look at the dashboard and hear what it sounded like, in addition to get a feeling for what it sounded like to be sitting in front of your radio listening long, long ago. We got a great set of tube radio collectors here in the Central Valley, and likewise a lot of listeners who are joining us, whether it's locally here on Channel 11 or across the Universal Media Netweb from oldtuberadio.net and oldtuberadio.com. All right, that's my little advertisement, Joe, and we are going back to you to find out where the coax has landed this time. Over.
Well, Dennis, she landed, and doggone it, it's not one of them radios that has all that fantastic chrome. It does have a little layer on the bottom, right below the knobs, and they're all horizontal. And this is the Metrotech, Dennis, the Metrotech Mustang 2.
Okay, I remembered. I don't have the greatest picture, but we've got something courtesy of cbtricks.com, so we appreciate them letting us use the elusive Mustang 2. I will, let's see, quickly, is that the, yeah, that's the shot I'm looking for. A lot of people had Metrotechs. Maybe they were not the Mustang 2, but this radio has a little bit of history. I think you picked it up recently. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Dennis, doggone it, thanks to Ken in Oklahoma. And Ken, if you're listening, Merry Christmas to you, and very Happy New Year coming up. I love you, Marcia. And doggone it, thanks to Ken there, we picked up the Mustang 2. This does have a meter on it, and it does have a speaker screen, like a grayish color, like the head of a bullet, a 22 bullet, like a powdered gray or something. The radio sort of, I always say it looks like a cream, but it's like a yellowish radio. The bottom portion of it, where the knobs are at, it's like a real light sky blue maybe or something. I can't see it all that well. We have got 4 knobs on the bottom, Dennis, and they run horizontally, starting from where the Metrotech sign is at. We have the volume, the squelch, and then we have the tune. Yeah, Yeah, that is one thing that we always do work with before we pick you up, is fine-tune you there. It has a little channel selector to it, and it's on channel 2, so I imagine that would be 11. There is a paper stuck on the front, and it's a little price tag paper, and it's got channels 9, 14, and 23 or 20, something like that anyway. I can't really see it without the glasses, but that pretty much explains the front of the radio. Perforated on the top, like from World Radio Labs, a little section there, not too big a section on both sides for the heat to come out. I imagine this radio here probably could go AC as well. I'm not sure if it'll go DC.
Or maybe it will go both. Let me before we get too far away, we had some good information that I wanted to pass along to you from Bill, who's listening in and enjoying the radios. If you go back to your prior radio, the 123B, he says it's got a tube in the back left for the PA. So, and that's the same tube number as the output tube. So it says, good to know, as long as you don't use the PA, like you don't have it set up with the speakers in the yard, where it's like, hey, you guys, get off the grass. You're not using it for a PA. That tube is a good one. You can swap it out in case you ever lose or the final tube goes back. And I don't have the tube complement here, but they're both the same. And you might be familiar with the inside of that radio. So just keep in mind, I guess what I'm saying is here is you've got a spare a final tube right in the radio that runs the PA section that's swappable if you don't need to use the PA. So good stuff. And thank you, Bill, for always. We got the greatest listeners here. They know all sorts of stuff, and they're not afraid to pass it along so we can learn, and anybody watching the video can find out stuff. The Mustang 2, you think these radios 50, 60, 70 years old, and what's good about them is it's like the plastic, the pieces don't fall off and stop working all the time. I mean, I have it's like a Black & Decker toaster oven, and you think, oh, it's Black & Decker. And you have it, and it lasts like 18 months, and it just stops. Things burn up, and it falls apart. Can you imagine if these radios back then were made like stuff is made today? We wouldn't have anything. The old Tube Radio Network would have been gone long ago because everything would have been broken. But that's not the case. Back to you.
Well, that's right there, Dennis. And Bill, we appreciate the feedback on that. We'll keep that in mind there, and Merry Christmas to you. I kind of feel like a celebrity with you listening there, Bill. Doggone it, we feel somewhat kind of maybe important there in a way. Thanks a lot there, Bill. Dennis, these radios, like you say, they were built for the beating. They were built for the heat. They were built for the use. They get pulled this way and pulled that way and jarred. There's no mistake to them. When they get jarred, something's going to come loose on them. So you're always constantly aware of what you're doing, but it's like the old clock keeps ticking, and that's what these guys do. They just keep ticking, and you're good to go like the old Timex. You got a good watch then when you got the Timex, and you got a good radio there when you got the old Mustang 2.
Mustang 2. And someone mentioned, and you know about this because you're the Hustler and you've got a radio that's the Hustler. We've got the Metrotech Mustang and the Mustang 2. Of course, there was the classic Mustang, and then the Mustang that a lot of people don't like, which was we've got to save gas, to cut weight, to change the compression ratio, but we still need a Mustang, so they came up with a Mustang 2. And this radio, albeit metal and big, might actually fit into a Mustang 2. So we've got a radio for your car. That would be a good theme show. It's radios that would work your cars. There was Courier Royale, there was a Dodge Royale, and I can't think of anything right now. But the Mustang 2, for the Mustang 2, and you're a car guy, so you could probably figure out some of the rest. But You think if you ever find the, a nice little Mustang 2 rotting away on the side of the road, think, well, wait a minute, I got a radio that will go into that car.
Yeah, most definitely. That would be nice. Dennis, doggone it, they came out with the Manhattan, the Mustang Manhattan. I mean, the Colt. I was surprised that Mustang produced that many radios in that form of name, and pretty nice looking radios at that. 23 channels, in fact.
I'll have to look that one up. The Manhattan sounds familiar, but I didn't know it was a Mustang, but maybe with the M and the M. And that would go perfect. Everybody's saying, okay, you can say it. That would go perfect in your Kaiser, in your 1952 Kaiser Manhattan. So another radio for your car. Radio number 4, you have the Mustang 2 from Metrotech. And again, we appreciate that 69 is thinking about us guys here in the Central Valley and the Old Tube Radio Network and thinking they got to have some radios to check in. So it was good to get that care package. Back to you for transmission, and sounding good.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. I like the fact that you didn't tell me this mic sounded bad. I get a kick out of this mic. It is the original handheld white microphone with the white cord. It's just as flexible as you want a mic to be. It does have a crystal slot, and I think one day maybe Harvey can fix that up so that we can kind of toy with it. Maybe put channel 11 on that, but it'd be nice. Anyway, thanks, Dennis, and that'll do it for me here, and we'll be listening to you.
All right, it's almost that time, isn't it? So thanks for bringing it by. I think we talked about this last week. The audio sounds so good. It reminds me of the general radio telephones, albeit not as loud, but it just sounds good. It doesn't sound too tinny, doesn't sound too bassy. It sounds like a hand mic on the radio. I mean, I'll give it that, but there's nothing wrong with it. And for realism or authentism or whatever the word I'm looking for, and especially for collectors who they're proud to say it's got all the matching numbers or all original this. That is what you've got. You've got all the original, and it looks good, and it probably smells like an old tube radio. So I wouldn't touch a thing. I think putting an amplified microphone in that would probably force it into a little bit mushy audio or some flat topping or distortion. So as SWL number 1 used to say, run what you brung. And that's what you're doing for Radio 4, the Metrotech Mustang. Thanks for giving us, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it's the SWL 60, the Joe Polka show. Some of our SWLs were definitely doing the polka tonight. I'm going to do some counting and mounting. I'm not quite ready. I'm not quite ready yet, and Chet is... He's shaking his head, and Charlie is like, I guess he doesn't want to tell me, but apparently Espresso Trucking Company has not left the building, so they might come back. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. If I can't get signed off before they get set up, you have been warned. Thanks, Joe, and we'll be counting and mounting here, the Old Tube Radio Network, and listening for any and all check-ins.
Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it. And Sean, if you're out there, sure would like to hear from you.
Or that guy down the street with the, is it the bagel? The beagle? The bongle? Over?
It's the Golden Beagle. I'm having a little trouble with the modulator tonight, so we'll do this kind of quick. The Golden Beagle from Browning Lavatories. By the way, Joe checks in and gives us the Fresno State scores. No Fresno State tonight. But this is the night of the California State High School playoffs down in Southern California. And Central East High School of Fresno just won the Division 1A football championship. I believe it's their second football championship in about 4 or 5 years. Anyway, I didn't go to Central East. My kids did. They don't care. But for some reason, I kind of follow it. Anyway, so as far as how that goes, they're probably on their way back tonight, either tonight or tomorrow morning in a bus, and they're happy campers. State Championship Division 1A, which is the third level. You have the Open Division, Division 1, and Division 1A, and they won. So congrats to Central East. Anyway, I did that for Joe. Okay, take care. Catch you next week.
Thank you, Harvey. Merry Christmas to you.
You too, big guy. We'll see ya.
And thanks, Harvey. The kids are excited about that. Always good to have a kind of a hometown school do good. And I know you were an avid gridiron guy yourself. So good stuff.
Yeah, I should be so fortunate. Okay, you guys take care. By the way, on that Hustler, if you look at the picture with the hand mic, the hole in the lower right where the hand mic went in, I just enlarged it a slight bit, put the Cobra 4-pin plug in, and put the plugs on the microphones, and that was it.
All right, well, you'll have to agree that standard microphone sounds just fine with it.
Oh, yeah. Always did. Okay, take care. Catch you next week.
Jingle singers are here and ready and letting us know that it's just about that time.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
Doing some counting and amounting, and I'll say good evening to those who are needing to leave early tonight. Although we're gonna sign out here ourselves. And UDX 36, good for you. Keep up the good work. We used to do something similar at the radio station where we would get donations of sleeping bags. They call it the Sleeping Bag Project, and so those would get distributed to people that needed a little bit of some outdoor sheltering. So that was one way. So thanks for doing what you do. The Old Tube Radio Network. Any other stations needing to grab a check-in before we sign out tonight? All right, let me go over to the Mongo transmission mode. Clear that out. And what did we do tonight? This is week 7, so we got one more. Oh, this is going to work out. We got one more week. It'll be the pre-Christmas net on the 20th, and then we'll be back on the 27th for the year-end item of interest. Thanks, everybody, if you stopped what you were doing for a moment to jump in tonight and join us. We appreciate that. If you missed things and you're watching the replay, hope you had a great Saturday and did what you were supposed to do. I'm kind of calling the Mr. Announcer so we can get the totals here. Thank you.
This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
The current and final totals, the Old Tube Radio Network. We had 5 radios tonight on the amazing Joe Polka show tonight. Thanks, Joe. Like I mentioned before, I wasn't sure anybody would be around, and that happens here at the holidays. People are busy, and we understand that. So appreciate everybody who's joined in with us tonight. And Joe, being the gentleman that he is, distributed the manufacturers evenly so that we had a 5-way tie in the most heard radio. SWL tonight, we did incredibly well. Might have been one of our higher check-ins for this year. 22 on page 1, 22 on page 2, 17 on page 3, and 22 on page 4 for a total of 83. In addition to everybody that is not on a piece of paper that stops by to say hello, who we appreciate. Good to hear some new voices on the Echo Link and the crossband check-ins and all of that. Radios in order of appearance tonight. The World Radio Labs Hustler. The beautiful blue radio number 2, E.F. Johnson Messenger 223. All these classics, not too fancy, not too plain. These were the radios that if you wanted to get into CB and were thinking, can I afford this? These were the radios that you would buy. The Robin T123B, radio number 3, the Metrotech Mustang, and I didn't put 2, but the Mustang 2. Or maybe you bought them used because the person who originally bought it was moving up to a Tram or a Demco or a Browning or something. Says, what am I going to do with this old radio? And then, well, maybe the Browning Golden Beagle. That's back. The R68 T60. That's back just before the prices went up, like hundreds of dollars, and exchange rates were changing, and things were heading overseas to Japan and all that. So probably one of the last affordable American-made Browning radios. So thanks, everybody. Timing out my transmitter. Thanks, everybody, for that. So with further ado, and they're saying I didn't make it. I thought if I didn't talk long enough, we could sign out. But it appears that the microphones are still set up. The Espresso Trucking Company, they're still standing. They're still standing on all 2 legs, 4 legs, 8 legs, whatever they got. And they are ready to once again do an encore presentation of, what do they call it? Santa Buddy. You heard it first. Maybe you even heard it last here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Santa Buddy, just slip the robin under the tree for me. Been an awful good boy, Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa Buddy, an oscilloscope to Tech Blue. I'll wait up with a beer, Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Don't think of all the work I sure. Think of all the stations that I haven't worked. Next year I'll run my tube amp clean if you drop off a brand new beam. Santa Buddy, a kilowatt, and really, that's not a lot. Been an elder all year, Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa Buddy, one little thing I really need, the feed to a Moonraker 6, Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa Buddy, fill my stocking with radio parts and a gift card inside, Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Coming to my LFA with the big inductor bought at MFJ. I really do think you're cool. Just don't land in my swimming pool. Santa Buddy, forgot to mention one little thing, a ping. when I key up the mic, Santa buddy. So hurry down the tower tonight. Hurry down the tower tonight. Hurry tonight.
And just a reminder to make sure that you wind up under the proper N on Santa's list. We'll see you next week. The Old Tube Radio Network.
Then.
Good show, Dennis.
Now tell Santa to bring some clean, clear air. We don't get that smog out of here. Hey, Harvey, you going to the Christmas party?
When is it?
It's actually, very strangely, it's on a Monday.
Nah, probably not. I'm still semi-recovering.
Ah, okay. From what?
Hernia surgery.
Oh, that sounds, horrifically, painful.
Yep. It's getting better, though. I'm able to motivate a little bit now. I can't carry anything much, but I'm getting better. Okay, gotta let you go. We will catch you next week.
Okie dokie. See ya.